don't know who copied from who, but they do things very well. They do it a little bit a different speed than we do, and they got a little bit more speed than we have. And if we can keep them in front of us, and then I think we're going to be all right. If they get behind us, that could be a problem.
Real quick injury report.
Tim Curry's got a bum shoulder. He won't, I doubt if he'll play. He's outside backer. Gabe Merrill will start at fullback. He's got an ankle that's been troublesome pretty much all year. But we're going to see how he shapes up. We got him heavily taped, and he's wanting to go. So I think other than that, we're in pretty good shape.
Okay, we'll be right back after these messages. Stay with us.
When the frost is on the pumpkin, you know Old Man.
Hi, we're here with Coach March of Harrison High. Coach, great season so far, undefeated. Beyond expectations?
Sure. I don't know. It'd be hard to say you expect to go undefeated. I think in this league down here, you have to be lucky, and we were lucky at times.
A couple of really close games. I know the Memorial game was a close one. A couple others.
Mater Dei was a close game. I mean, we had several close games, you know, that could have gone either way. So you have to be a little bit lucky to win them all.
You got to face Castle now for the second time this season. Kind of unusual to have to come back a second time. Do you expect anything different from them?
Well, I'm sure everybody tried to do something a little bit different. I don't think there'll be wholesale changes, but somebody will try something that they didn't do the first time and hope that it works.
Anything different from you guys this time?
You know, you always add a player or two, but again, we didn't change our offense or defense or anything like that. You just try to add something that might make you a little more effective.
Ask Coach Lighty the same question. How do you feel the weather's going to affect your team tonight? It's a little colder. We've had a couple of flakes here and there as we've gotten started.
Oh, it'll affect the game a little bit. I think it won't affect it anything like rain or you know, the muddy field or that sort of thing. It'll affect, you know, a kid might drop a ball they normally would catch or something like that, but outside of that, I think it'll be a pretty good contest.
Do you think the kids feel any additional pressure coming into this game undefeated, knowing that you know, one loss is it? It's not like regular season.
Well, you know, again, it's impossible for me to say how they feel. I know how I feel, so again, you know that one loss and you're done. So yeah, I think they feel that. I don't think the 9-0 is so important to them as the fact that they know now once you lose, you're done.
Playing against another city team, another league team, does that make any difference to these guys, being that it is a sectional?
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, they know Castle's a good football team. I think they respect them for that. I think outside of that, I don't think it makes any difference, you know, where Castle is or where Wrights is or wherever it is. They're good football teams, and we know we'd have to deal with them. So, I mean, I just hope we're ready to play.
Anything on the injury side that we need to look for? No,
we've been real fortunate. You know, that's another lucky thing too. If you get to a season without any serious injury, and we've been fortunate so far. Hopefully, we'll continue to do so.
Great. Thanks a lot, Coach. We'll be right back after these messages. Stay with us.
Star Mortgage.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this broadcast of Harrison High School versus Castle in sectional football. I'm Mike Edgar with Tri-State Interconnects, and along with me is our season-long color analyst, Jack Keller. We'd like to take just a minute right now to welcome the TSN viewers that are joining us for this fine football game tonight. Jack, it's going to be a hard one tonight. Weather's a little cold. Both teams are toughened.
Well, this is football weather, Mike. I'm sure the weather won't really play much factor at all in the ball game. Emotions are running high. It's going to be a game featuring big play offense by the Harrison Warriors and the ball control style of the Castle Knights. The Castle Knights lost the first one by 3 touchdowns, and they've got a lot of revenge possibly in their mind. The Harrison Warriors are undefeated, and they're going to try to keep that string alive tonight.
From here, where do they go?
Well, the winner of this game takes on the Wrights and Jeffersonville game, which is going over Jeffersonville right now. I'm not sure where it's at, who wins, who goes where, but this is the semifinal of the sectional. So tonight, everything is on the line. You lose tonight, you put up your uniform Monday.
Castle and Harrison both with strong records. Harrison undefeated, Castle with only 2 losses. One of those was to Harrison, and it was a shutout. Expect a little bit better offense from him tonight?
Well, I think that we're going to see probably a little different offense. Castle got inside the 10-yard line 3 times against Harrison the first game, couldn't punch it in, and literally tried to punch it in. I have a feeling that Coach Lighty probably is going to diversify a little more like he did against Floyd Central. On the other side of the coin, I think Mitch Marsh is probably expecting something different too, as he said in your pregame interview. So it's going to be an interesting contrast here tonight. May boil down to who wants it more.
And I think the whole city's looking at this game as being very intense. Tell you what, right now we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back after these messages from Warren Federal Credit Union and Rally. Stay with us.
Amen.
And the kickoff by Craig Stewart goes back into the end zone where it's bobbled, and it's gone in for a touchback. Castle will start at their own 20-yard line. Jack, real quick, why don't you run through the starting lineup for Castle for us?
Okay, offensively at center will be Doug Hurt. Tom McQueen will be one of the guards. Patrick Mays the other one. Jeff Elmer at one tackle. Ben Sturt at the other tackle. Matt Toon will be starting at the tight end. Jonathan Cobb at quarterback. And they come to the line of scrimmage, and we'll pick it up here later, Mike.
All right. Clark out wide to the left. Ware out wide to the right. It's the handoff to Merrill up the middle. Gets about a yard and a half before he's stopped there by number 52, Ed Hathaway.
Okay, Gabe Merrill is starting at the fullback, just carried the football, and that's good news to the Castle fans. He's been nursing a bad ankle here for several games. Tony Salpeter starting at tailback, Chris Ware at the slot, Johnny Clark at split in.
Clark out wide to the left, Ware out wide to the right, I formation. Cobb takes the hands off to Salpeter up the middle. Tony's up, gets about 2-3 yards before he's hit there by Hathaway again and brought down by number 31. Kevin Sissel.
That's the fullback who's starting the fullback here tonight. As the Knights tried to trap inside, picking up about 2 yards in there behind Doug Hurt and Patrick Mays.
It's going to be 3rd and 6 at the 24. Clark now goes wide to the right. Ware flanker at the left. I formation, Ware in motion. The handoff to Salpeter up the middle. He gets out far enough. He starts to come back, and he's pushed backwards. Let's see where they give him his forward progress. It could be enough for the first down. It depends on the mark. It is enough for the first down as he gets out to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, he just needed to go to the 30 since the ball started on the 20. Tony doing a good job of cutting back. Behind Ben Stewart, Jeff Elmer, and Tom McQueen.
It's brought down by number 86, William Bennett. 1st and 10 at the 31. Clark wide to the right. Ware in the slot. I formation. It's a handoff to Salpeter up the middle. He bounces out to the right-hand side, tries to get a couple extra yards. He does. He's able to gain, it looks like, about 2 or 3 as he makes it up to the 34-yard line.
And Castle that time still trying to stay to the right side in there behind Jeff Elmer. Harrison in about a 53. They're kind of just trying to disguise this jumping around a lot, Mike, in and out of the line there. But they are a little closer to the line of scrimmage.
They credit Tony with 2 yards, 2nd and 8. Clark out wide to the left, Ware in the slot. Ware goes in motion right or left. Cobb drops back, 3-step drop, fires it out to Clark, but it's way over his head, incomplete.
I think the crown got Jonathan on that one as the little 3-step drop that he was so successful with last week against Floyd Central to Johnny Clark. Out defending was Wilson. Just a good play, ball overthrown.
Also on the play was Merriweather for Harrison. It's now 3rd and 8, 33-yard line. Ware in the slot to the left, Clark out wide right. Ware goes in motion. Fakes, rolls right, throws down the middle. It's too far as he gives up for the ball. Number 86.
That's Sean Bennett down there. He's the receiver for Harrison. Doing a good job of defense on that. Little pressure in there against Jonathan, so he had to roll out of the pressure and try to throw downfield.
And the pass attempt was to Matt Toon. Back to punt is Brock Schmidt. There's the punt. It's almost blocked. And there's a flag on the play. It's going to be called roughing the kicker. It's a short punt. And the ball is down at about the 43-yard line, but we're going to get a roughing the kicker call. Castle gets new life.
Brock Smith took a lick back there. He's still just a little bit shaken up. This one's going to be called back. Harrison coming after it early in the ball game. Mitch March deciding to send the troops and go for a break early.
And it is roughing the kicker. And it will be an automatic first down for Castle.
He didn't get any part of the ball. Brock Smith's having to come to the sidelines here being looked at.
Looks to be be okay.
Talking to Chris Ware, the Castle captain. As Bobby Lynn checks into the backfield, we'll see he and Tony Salpetra doing some alternating for Castle.
And they'll march off the yardage.
Goes from the line of scrimmage. That should be 15 yards and a first down. Harrison likes to send a lot of people, Mike. They like to do a lot of blitzing, and on offense, as the night fans react to the call.
And the ball's taken out to the Castle 47-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. Bobby Lynn's in the backfield behind Gabe Merrill. Clark out wide to the left. Tony Salpetra out wide to the right. Bobby Lynn up the middle. Gets 4 or 5 good yards there. Gets out over the 50-yard line to the 49.
He's going in there behind Gabe Merrill and Doug Hurt. Harrison that time, Mike moved up everybody almost within about 3 yards of the line of scrimmage, which they like to do against Castle. Trying to shut down the ball control of the Castle Knights early here.
Gets about 3.5, 4 yards. They're going to call it 2nd and 7 at the 49-yard line. Slot left, wide left. Cobb fakes, takes it to the middle, hands off to Salpetra. They tried to take one off tackle, couldn't do it. Brought down there by number 84, Ron Kimberlin.
Counter play back to the strong side didn't fool the Harrison Warriors, as we didn't get it blocked, or the Knights didn't get it blocked over there. And Harrison again come with those linebackers, Mike. That's tough to block out.
It's going to be 3rd and 7 at the 49 again. Clark out wide to the right. Ware slot right. Bobby Lynn behind Merrill. Fakes a handoff, rolls left. Gets a pass out, and it's intercepted by number 32, Jeremy Redd. He's going down the sidelines. He could go all the way. He's in for the touchdown.
Well, Jonathan rolled to the bottom side here of the screen, threw him downfield on the run. He had a little pressure, just underthrew the ball, and the young man did a really good job of, Reed did a good job of reading that all the way, stepped in and took it right down the sidelines.
Nice play by Jeremy Redd to score the touchdown for Castle.
That's alert defense.
Lining up to kick the extra point, number 19, Zachary Hamby. Snap and the kick, it's up, it's good.
Good.
And Harrison leads 7-0, and with 8:14 remaining in the first quarter, they've taken a quick lead on a fine defensive play.
Good defensive play, alert football by the Harrison Warriors. You can't coach that any better from a defensive standpoint. They had to play well covered, had 2 people covering the play, and Reed just stepped up and did a good job. And if you're on the Castle sidelines, you don't want to see that happen if you're a ball control team. If you're on the Harrison sidelines, this is another one of those big plays that they're famous for, except this time it was on the defensive side of the ball. Harrison has a lot of quickness back there. Jeremy Redd. Okay.
And lining up to kick the ball for Harrison right now is number 21, Craig Stewart. Deep to receive for Castle, number 21, Tony Salpetra, number 31, Chris Ware, and number 30, Bobby Lynn. There's the kick. It's a squibber down the middle, and it's taken by Matt Toon at the 18-yard line. He's up past the 25. He's up almost to the 30-yard line before he's tackled there.
The kicker, Craig Stewart, down to make the stop. Of course, Craig plays defense and down well in a hurry to cover that football.
Castle will take over the ball at they've marked it now at the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 there. Jonathan Cobb comes in. Castle's going to have to show a little bit more ferocity here. We've got Chris Ware out wide to the left, Jonathan Clark out wide to the right, I formation. Cobb takes a snap, hands off to Tony Salpetra up the middle. Salpetra bounces off one tackler, bounces off another, spins around before he's finally brought down at the 36-yard line.
Sean Bennett bringing him down, or William Bennett, I should they say, bringing him down. Again, a good job by Tony Salpeter. He's got those quick feet. He just kept his feet moving, stayed parallel with the line of scrimmage, squared up his shoulders, and picked up an extra 4 or 5 yards.
It's going to be 2nd and 6 at the 36-yard line. I'm sorry, 2nd and 4 at the 36-yard line. Ware wide left, Clark wide right. Hands off to Merrill up the middle. Merrill drives the line before he's finally stopped there by number 52, Ed Hathaway. He gets about 2 yards, it looks like. No, gets about 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
That was a quick opener that the Knights had success here last week against Floyd Central with. And again, Harrison bringing those linebackers all within about 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. So the quick opening stuff goes against that a little better.
3rd and 1 at the 39-yard line. Clark wide left, Ware wide right. Hand off to Salpeter up the middle. He's got enough for the first down before he's finally stopped at the 45-yard line by number 15, Mershawn Merriweather.
Along with Kevin Sissel. Tony again using that quickness and those feet to find that little crease coming behind Ben Stewart and Patrick Mays out here on this side of the line to pick up the first down.
It's 1st and 10 at the Castle 45-yard line. Castle's progressing the ball nicely right now. They're just not able to that one play was a stopper, so Ware wide right, Clark wide left. Hand off to Salpeter. Bounces around the right side. He gets outside the right end. Gets about 5 yards on the play before he's finally brought down there.
Looks like number 68 over there on the tackle, John Hopkins.
Along with Jeremy Red.
Pick up at 5. Tony Salpeter, that play designed to go inside a tackle, and he saw that plugged up and bounced out to the outside.
They got over the midfield stripe again. It's 2nd and 5 at the 49-yard line. Clark wide left, Ware wide right. Hand off to Merrill up the middle. Merrill breaks loose. He gets past one tackler, he gets past another, and he makes it up to the 35-yard line. Before he's finally brought down by number 35, Kendall Wilson, and number 15, Mershawn Merriweather.
Well, the safeties for Harrison had to come up and make the stop as Merrill was momentarily in the open. If you're a Castle fan, that's good news to watch Big Merrill able to run like that again. Made a cut actually here coming to the left. He's had an extremely bad ankle all season.
Harrison had spread their linebackers out a bit, opened up the gap. You can see how wide they're playing those backers off. There's a handoff to Salpeter up the middle. Tony bounces off one of his own linemen, tries to spin and get down before he's finally gang tackled there by Harrison at the 30-yard line. Gain of about 5 or 6 yards there.
Bunch of white jerseys. Again, Merriweather coming up from the safety position, and William Bennett down on the bottom of that pile. Ben Stewart doing a good job of picking up a secondary block that Tony cut off of to pick up those extra yards.
And also in there again is Kevin Sissel, who seems to be on a number of plays from his linebacker position. It's now 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line. Clark wide to the right, Ware in the slot left. Goes in motion to the right. It's a handoff to Salpeter off guard. Gets up the middle, gets 3 or 4 yards before he's finally brought down by number 84, Ron Kimberlin, and number 52, Ed Hathaway.
Salpeter just falling in there behind Jeff Elmer and Tom McLean. Doug Hurt on that side. Little fake through the backside. We'll see if John Lighty comes with anything on that. You notice Chris Ware coming back across there, faking a little of the counter action. Harrison's changing up this defense quite a bit.
3rd and 3 at the 28-yard line. We're in the slot left, Clark wide left, high formation. Hands off to Salpeter again off the right guard, gets up and enough for the first down. Makes it up to the 20-yard line, where he's tackled there again by William Bennett.
Bennett playing an excellent defensive football game so far. Merriweather had stepped up again. You know, I'm sure if you're Mitch March, you don't like to see that safety up there being in on this many tackles as he has. Again, the individual effort of Tony Salpeter going in there behind some good blocking. Gabe Merrill really laid a good block downfield for him.
Ball control football. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Wideouts to both sides. There's the handoff to Salpeter again off tackle. He is nailed there by number 62, Chad Barnett.
Bennett coming in from that defensive, or Barnett coming in, got me saying, from that defensive tackle position, doing a stunt, and he wasn't picked up by the Castle Knights.
Castle tried to do a little cross blocking of their own, and the lineman was able to scoot through there. It's no time to start losing that kind of momentum as they've been able to play good ball control offense.
Keith Ryder down saying something to one of the officials.
2nd and 10 at the 20. Ware wide right, Clark wide left. Hand off to Salpeter as he gets around, tries to go to the outside, cuts back to the inside, and he's nailed there by number 63, Craig Charnes.
You can really credit Ronald Kimberlin for turning him back in. Tony had desires to come out to the outside, but Kimberlin stepped up and he read that and he stepped back in where he had lots of help inside with a lot of white jerseys.
About a 2-yard gain there, 3rd and 8 at the 19. Approaching the 2.5-minute mark. Clark wide left, Ware wide right. Offset backfield. It's a pitch out to Salpeter. He tries to get around the right side, gets around wide. Breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle. He may have gotten enough for the 1st down.
Again, just an unbelievable individual effort by Tony Salpeter, and depends on the mark of the ball. Well, he's going to be short. I think that the judge over there just waved him 3rd down.
Chad Barnett and William Bennett on the tackle. It's going to be close.
Bennett saved the 1st down up there. He flew across there.
I got to believe Castle's going to go for it. 4th and inches.
Oh, I would think.
And Gabe Merrill's pointing to himself. He wants the ball. He wants the ball. We're going to see some good power football here, ladies and gentlemen. Keep an eye on this play. 4th and 1 at just short of the 10-yard line. I formation, slot right, wide right. There's the handoff to Merrill, and Merrill does make it up the middle and gets to the 7-yard line, enough for the 1st down.
Senior leadership. As you said, Gabe wanted the football, and he took it right in there behind Ben Stewart and Patrick Mays and Doug Hurt.
They've marked it at the 8-yard line, just calling it the 9, so it's going to be 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
That was a good line surge by the Castle offensive line that time.
High formation, slot right, wide right. Hand off to Salpeter. Gets up the middle before he's finally gang tackled by 3 people, led by William Bennett.
Bennett almost in on every tackle. He got some help over here this time from John Barnett, or from John Hopkins.
Gets to about the 6-yard line where it's going to be 2nd and 6. We're under 2 minutes left to play in the 1st quarter.
Castle bringing in what I call the heavy formation now with Jeremy Johnson and Eric Garrett checking in at slot.
Got Tony Salpeter at tailback. Garrett goes in motion. Off tackle, handoff to Salpeter. Gets up to about the 2-yard line, looks like. That's where they're gonna mark it just short of the goal line. It's just about at the 1-yard line.
Tom Martin in there to make the stop along with Edward Hathaway. Again, the line surge of the Castle Knights in behind the heavy people there. Jeremy Johnson, Casey Jackson, who checked into this side, and Ben Stewart driving people out.
Garrett going in motion, helping with that blocking. Here we go. Same play. It's handoff to Salpeter, and can't tell. It's going to be close.
It's just got to be real
short. They're saying he's short by inches.
Has to be a lot of few inches.
Coming off the bottom of the
again, Merriweather from the safety.
Came all the way up to make that stop. That ball has got to be sitting just literally inches from the goal line.
You know why Merriweather's in on that one, Mike? Look where he's lining up. He's lining up at the nose guard. He's playing a nose tackle in here. His quickness, they're trying to take advantage of him submarining underneath. Let's watch him this time.
They've got 9 guys on the line with 3 backers ready to punch it up. Let's see what happens. Salpeter up the middle. He doesn't make it. He does not. It is. He's in for the touchdown. That was a really slow, late call there by the referees.
Well, he only had just an inch. The ball's all that has to clear the goal line, not the entire body. Again, he went over to the right side that time against the big tackles over there, Elmer and Tom McLean, Patrick Mays.
And there seemed to be a really strong surge there by the middle of the Harrison line, and they had initially pushed him back, and he came on.
Sean Bennett almost stopped him.
Tom Osborne on for the extra point.
Wait a minute.
Kicks up. It's wide. It's no good. Hang on, we got a flag on the play. What's the call going to be? Illegal procedure against Castle. It's probably going to be declined. Penalty has been declined.
I don't know what all that discussion's about.
Because they may be taking on the kickoff. distinct possibility. We'll have to see what happens here.
No, they can't do that. If they take a penalty,
Nope.
they gotta move back 5 yards.
Osborne's placing the tee down like he's going to kick it again.
Oh, okay. I bet that's probably a dead ball foul, Mike.
It may be because of illegal procedure.
Yeah, dead ball foul, which means that it's automatic. If Mitch Marsh is walking out, you got a picture of him. He's not agreeing with this. But if it's illegal procedure and not motion, then it was a dead ball foul, and they do get another shot at it.
Marsh is extremely upset about that call and the fact that Castle's going to get an extra shot at it. Osborne's going to kick it from the 15-yard line. It's going to be a 25-yard extra point. There's the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it's good. Castle ties it 7-7 with 15.7 seconds left in the first quarter. Lucky break for Castle there that it was considered a dead ball foul. I know Marsh is not happy. We can see the assistant coaches going after one of the referees right now.
Yeah, there's a whole huddle of them. We don't have it on camera, but there's a whole huddle of red around that black and white jersey over there. But if it was a dead ball foul, and before the call, it's a good call by the official.
Well, I didn't hear a whistle, but if the flag was placed, that's definitely the call. It has to be. And we're finally getting a little bit of excitement there from the Castle audience.
Yeah, some of the fans now coming to life here. Tom Osborne's been pretty consistent on his extra points this year for the Knights. He needed that extra shot that time.
Back deep to receive. Bennett, number 86. Kendall Wilson, number 35. And number 32, Jeremy Redd. There's the kick by Osborne. It's kind of a squiver down the middle, takes a weird bounce. Redd's got the ball. He tries to run it around the left side. Escapes one tackle, escapes another tackle. 2, 3 tackles before he's finally brought down at about the 26, 27-yard line.
Hans Elliott over there made some initial contact, missed him, and then turned around and chased him down again, along with Brian Heath. Travis Mihey coming off here on the special teams also in on the tackle. We've got an injury down here, Jeff.
Looks like they're working on Gabe Merrill a little bit down there. Okay, we've got a 1st and 10 for Harrison's first shot at the ball offensively. We've got double wide rights.
That's the end of the quarter.
And that's the end of the first quarter with the score tied. Castle 7, Harrison 7. We'll be right back after these messages from Raven Tire and Suburban Tire. Stay with us.
Some tire places have that.
Weather and number 86, William Bennett.
Again.
These two guys are playing tough defense. They're in on almost every play, it seems like.
Well, Merriweather's making a lot of tackles from that safety position. Of course, Bennett's a linebacker, and he's roaming pretty well.
Gets about 3 yards on the play, 2nd and 7 at the 38. Where goes wide left, Clark wide to the right. Cobb hands off to Lem again. Lem tries to get outside the left tackle and can't do it. He's bounced there by number 68, John Hopkins, before he's finally tackled there by number 52, Ed Hathaway.
No one blocked Lynn on that play at all as he stepped up. He was playing outside corner. I was watching him that time, and Bennett just stepped up. There was no one to block him over there and created a loss.
Hopkins did a nice job of getting inside the tackle and forcing him to get around there. Hathaway coming from his side of the line to nail him. It's going to be 3rd and 8 at the 39-yard line, a loss of 1. Clark wide to the right, wearing the slot right. He fakes, he's rolling right. Cobb sets back to pass, he's being chased down. Gets a quick pass off to Matt Toon, but Matt can't hold on to it.
And guess who he's defended against by? William Bennett, coming from the other side of the field to defend a tight end as he came out man on him because Matt Toon came from the top of your screen on the tight end drag, and Bennett stayed with him man to man.
Toon would have been short of the first down even if he had caught the ball. Brock Schmidt back to punt. Back to receives number 32, Jeremy Rudd, number 86, William Bennett. There's the snap. It's a high, slow snap. Gets the kick off. Bounces wide to the right, and it's a nice kick. It's going to go out at about the 2-yard line. A nice kick by Brock Schmidt. He was under some serious pressure there. Stepped around the guy coming, around the Harrison player coming in, punched it off the end of his foot, and got a nice roll out of that.
One of those cases where fear is a great motivator. If you're a punter under that kind of pressure, afraid to get it blocked, the adrenaline starts pumping, and as you said, a beautiful kick, well placed.
Got 7:06 7:06 left in the second quarter. Harrison's ball on their own 2-yard line. It's going to be a tough hole to work out if Castle's really going to have to buckle down on defense if they want to make anything out of this. We got 2 tight ends and a full house backfield. There's the handoff. Gets it to number 86, William Bennett. Bennett breaks past the safeties. He's going down the left sideline. He's past the 50. He's past the 40. Chris Ware makes an attempt to tackle him. He can't do it. He's going to go all the way for the touchdown.
Well, I was just getting ready to say, Mike, when you said a tough hole to get out of, but when you have the type of offense that Harrison operates, there is no such thing as a bad field position. They can score from any place on the field.
Bennett, normally sitting there as a flanker back, was in the backfield in almost a wishbone formation. Took the handoff off tackle and was able to break loose, got past the linebackers with a burst of speed, and just virtually outran Chris Ware and the rest of the defensive backs for Castle. It's a real quick score there. Took less than 10 seconds.
Big play offense.
That was a 98-yard run for Harrison there. Actually took about 15 seconds. Harrison going for the extra point. There's the snap. Hamby with the kick. It's a little blooper, but it's enough to get over. It's good. That was a lucky break. Just got over the crossbar.
We'll say that must have just barely made it. It looked like as it came off his foot, it was going to go wide right. The famous Miami call with Florida State, but it just made it through, and Harrison goes up here 21-7 with the big play again. Wonder if that's a record for Harrison.
I don't know.
28 yards is a long run from scrimmage.
It is. And Bennett did not show any signs of slowing down at all. Chris Ware made a valiant attempt at about the 20-yard line to try and stop him. Just was not close enough to get a hold of him.
I'll tell you, this kid has played a whale of a defensive football game so far, too. So he's been in this thing on both sides of the ball.
Craig Stewart's going to have a sore foot by the end of the game from all these kickoffs. Back deep to receive Len, Ware, and Salpetra for Castle. There's the kick. It's a nice floater at about the 11-yard line. Chris Ware takes it. Breaks wide to the left. He's finally brought down there by number 31, Kevin Sissel.
Greg Wilson had a nice block set up here to the side, but Chris Ware just couldn't quite get out here to it, or that could have been some fireworks.
And it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line for Castle. Castle's got to start showing some life here.
Well, there's a lot of time. They just need to play the ball control, throw in some passes and what have you.
Ware wide right, Clark wide left. Hand off to Salpetra up the middle. He fumbles the ball. It's picked up by Harrison. Number 31, Kevin Sissel with the ball. Harrison recovers, takes it to their 20-yard line.
Well, Matt Toon saved a touchdown for the Castle Knights. An alert play over there.
Salpetra had gone up the middle, looked like he got his arm ripped away from his body by one of the inside linemen for Harrison. Sissel was smart, picked up the ball, caught it on the bounce, and was able to take it back. It's now Harrison's ball, 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. The double wide right again. Stewart and Bennett out wide to the right side. There's the fake. It's the option around the right side. There's a pitch to Wilson. Wilson gets past one tackler before he's finally brought down. Gang tackled there.
Lee Spencer turned that one in, did a good job, and then he was picked up by Andy Southworth coming up to make the stop, and Vince Lighty over there to help.
Jeremy Johnson was also in on the tackle. Gets about 3 yards there, 2nd and 7 at the 18-yard line.
Landers is dangerous on that option play. There's no question about it. He's an athlete.
They're going to credit him with just about 4 yards, 2nd and 6. Both receivers out wide to the left. There's the handoff to the fullback, Sissel. Sissel runs into a big pile at the line before he's finally brought down there by number 77.
Jeremy Johnson, Casey Jackson, and Patrick Mays, the Three Stooges, in to make that stop. Trying to run the quick opener again.
Approaching the 5-minute mark, left in the second quarter. Stewart wide left, Bennett wide right. Double fake. It's a short screen pass. He's able to get it to Wilson. Wilson's able to get by. And they're going to say that they stopped him at about the 20-yard line, the 15-yard line.
Good athletic move out there by Landers that time. Of course, that's what he's known for, but also a good defensive move out there by Jeremy Johnson with Castle to force that. But he almost turned nothing into something. He's a good athlete. So credit Jeremy Johnson for being over there in his face on that one.
It's 4th and 4 at the 15-yard line. They're going to go for it. Wishbone-style backfield with Sissel, Wilson, and Bennett. It's a handoff to Bennett. Bennett gets nailed at the line of scrimmage by number 79, Jeremy Johnson. Also in there's number 73, Patrick Mays.
Essentially the same play. They just went 98 yards on, but that time Jeremy Johnson penetrated and forced the action, and Eric Garrett came up to help out along with a couple other Knights.
Obviously, after that extra point, Coach March didn't have quite the confidence in his kicker that you would have thought he might have had in order to go for the field goal. A little short to punt, so it's going to be Castle's ball. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Clark wide right. We're in motion. Takes a short drop. Clark runs out. Wilson intercepts it. He's got it at the 30. Crosses the 25 before he's finally brought down there by number 74, Ben Stewart. Again, Cobb didn't have a good hand on the ball. It was too cold. He sent up a wild duck there, and Wilson was able to park himself underneath it for the interception.
Jonathan didn't get his feet set under him. He felt pressure and moved a little bit to set up. That's the quick 3-step drop fade pass, but he wasn't quite set ready to make that pass.
So it's going to be Harrison's ball, 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Both receivers out wide to the left. Landers takes a snap. Quick short pump over the middle, gets it down to the 10-yard line.
Jay Bonnell in on the stop. That's the jump pass. Landers just fakes in to the middle to the tailback and then jumps up in the air to hit the tight end.
Matt Elliott on the reception there. Kind of a little jump pass. Haven't seen one of those in a while.
It's a good play. Castle had it in their offense for a lot of years.
Stewart and Bennett come out wide to the left again. Wilson a tailback. The handoff to the fullback. Goes up the middle. Gets about 3 yards, it appears.
Again, the Three Stooges, Patrick Mays and Johnson and Casey Jackson in, Vince Slidey also. Jackson looked like he's walking off something there, like he hurt his hand maybe or something, Mike.
Number 32, Jeremy Redd on the carry there. Sissel back in at fullback. Stewart's playing in. Looks like we've got a double tight end formation here. Bennett's playing the flanker. We're offset in the backfield. It's the fake. It's a handoff to Bennett on a reverse. He doesn't get too far with it. Looks like he gets about 3 yards with it down to about the 4-yard line.
Tim Hall stayed at home and turned that right into Jeremy Johnson and Patrick Mays. Good job by Tim Hall on the right side of the ball. William Bennett turns in, trying to pick up the yard on the cutting against the grain.
It's 3rd down. 4 to go. Under 2 minutes left to play in this first half. Landers fakes Wilson. Tries to roll around to the right side before he's stopped there by a group of Castle players. Looks like he gets down to about the 2-yard line.
Tim Hall turned him in that time to be picked up by Patrick Mays. He was headed to the outside. Again, boy, he is quick. This Landers is quick. He's got good feet. Someone's taking time out here, Mark.
Harrison's taking a timeout. Coach Marsh comes out on the field to talk to his players. He's got a 4th and 1 at the 1-yard line. Castle's got to buckle down on 4th down again in order to get him stopped.
Well, defensively, I'm sure that Coach Leidy's reasonably pleased with his ball club. They stopped the drive a while ago. They've forced it to a 4th down situation here. The big plays, which the Harrisons noted for, is what's getting the Castle Knights in a lot of trouble.
And they can't afford to let Harrison score here, because with a 27 or 28-point to 7 lead, a 21-point lead, it's going to make it awfully tough to come back in that second half.
When you have the kind of athletes that Harrison has at the skill positions, you're not going to come out and throw on them and get a lot accomplished. They'll be able to sit back now and make you do your thing, or try not to do your thing and do their thing, and sometimes that goes from bad to worse. Tough position for the Castle Knights defense here.
Harrison's going to line up with a full line across the front. Wishbone style backfield again. Wilson, Bennett, and Elliott in the backfield.
He did not get it.
He did not get it.
No, did not get it.
Vince Leidy came through along with 3 or 4 other players, and they were able to stop him at the 1-yard line. This is going to be, look at the placement of that yard marker over there. It's going to be 1st and 10 at about the half-yard line. Castle did a terrific job of stopping that one right up the middle.
99 yards and a half away from the goal line, but you're right. The line surge led there by Patrick Mays and Johnson. Jeff Elmer goes in on those situations. They penetrated that. Again, the Castle line won that particular fight.
Lee Spencer also in on the play. Ware goes wide to the right, Clark wide left. Cobb sneaks it up the middle. Is able to get him out and over the out to about the 6-yard line. Nice play there by Cobb to get him out of trouble.
That's a good call by Coach Leidy. He started the game, Mike, down at Enlow Field, the first meeting, with 3 straight quarterback sneaks, and Vince Leidy was able to get first down. He was a quarterback at that time. So the defense that they play, that's a good call.
Ware out wide to the right, Clark out wide to the left, I formation. Backs are all spread out. They're trying to keep him from going anywhere with this as we get under 40 seconds left to play in the first half. Cobb sneaks it up the middle again and maybe just short of the first down. He is. They've marked it at about the 10-yard line.
Again, he's going in there behind Hurt and Mays. Doug Hurt told me last week that's quarterback 10. That means sneak 10 right over top of the center. And if you see the split out on the mic of the tackles, that plays there.
Castle's just going to play it safe. They're probably just going to run the ball. Harrison's got 7 men all about 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there's the end of the first half before they can even get the snap off. And at halftime, our score is Harrison 21, Castle 7. We'll be right back after these messages from A.G. Edwards and Brinkers Jewelers. Stay with us.
If you're like most...
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Halftime, it's Harrison 21, Castle 7. Right now we've got Jack Keller with the halftime stats for Harrison.
Okay, for the Harrison Warriors, they have 4 first downs, 3 by runs, 1 by passing. They've rushed the ball 11 times for 187 yards. They've attempted 2 passes. They've completed 1 for 15 yards and a first down. They've had 1 penalty for 15, roughing the kicker down there. So they got a total yards here of 202 yards, but Mike, they've only run 13 plays total in the first half, and they've scored 21 points.
Well, and it only took them 2 plays to score 2 of those touchdowns, and the 3rd touchdown was a defensive maneuver.
Yeah, I was going to say, of course, the 1 touchdown they scored first was off of an intercepted pass that they returned. So Harrison Warriors are up 21-7 here in the first half.
All right. And right now we're going to take another quick break, and we'll be right back after these messages from Bill Rush's Carpet One and Cameron Springs. All right, right now we've got the halftime stats for Castle.
Okay, for the Castle Knights, they have 8 first downs, 7 of them by the run, 1 by passing, or 1 by penalty, I'm sorry. They've rushed the ball 32 times for 120 yards. They've attempted 5 passes. They've completed 0. They've had 2 intercepted, 1 of them returned for the first Harrison touchdown. They've punted twice. 1 time it was roughing the kicker. The 2nd time they punted for 37 yards on the nice punt that went on the call for corner. They've been penalized 1 time for 5 yards, and they've had 1 fumble, and they've scored 7 points. Mike, statistically, they're in the football game.
But with
turnovers.
3 turnovers.
And the big play. The lack of concentration of stopping the big play. The Castle Knights find themselves behind here 21-7 at the end of the first half.
And it only takes 1 play.
For 98 yards, obviously, if you're not in the right place.
It's a good run. I don't know that I'd want to be in that locker room at halftime, but you got to know that the Castle Knights are going to come out and buckle down in the second half. They've got to show a little bit better on defense. They're capable of showing better on defense.
Well, they basically, again, they've stopped Harrison when they needed to in these last couple of drives. The problem being they're giving up that big play, and take away the touchdown on the interception, and you've got a 14-7 game. Take away the 98-yard run, and you got a 7-7 tie. But that's all part of football, and that's what Harrison football is all about. They live and die on the big play. So Castle obviously has got to come out and take control of the line of scrimmage again, as they did the first half, but they just didn't score points off of it.
Well, and something that you mentioned in the first half is with the double wideouts, that they're dragging two of their backs over. They're causing Castle to now play a single safety backfield, which if their backs can get up past, you know, two guys is all it is, a lineman and a linebacker. They've got to go up against one guy, and we've seen them outrun him twice now, and it's, you know, no fault of the Castle defender because Harrison's got, you know, strong running backs, strong receivers, but they've got to learn how to counter that just a little bit better. Maybe bring a linebacker over instead and leave a second back in the backfield.
Well, the first game they went to, and then also in the Jamboree. See, these teams also met in the Jamboree early before the season. The first game, Mitch Marsh showed that he was going to those double wides. He does a little move. As a matter of fact, in the Jamboree, it almost looked like a pick type of play where he runs one back in behind the other. So if you're Castle, you've got to be conscious of that particular play. So you can't, you back off of it, and boom, the little quick out with Landers. And he does that play very well. He's got a good arm quick. I don't think he has the great downfield arm, but he has the good quick out. He also rolls well, as we saw, and finds his receiver. He's an athlete. Landers right now is basically the difference in their offense. Of course,
what little offense we've seen so far.
I was going to say, well, we haven't seen him but 13 plays. But Bennett is doing both ways.
All right. And we'll be back for the start of the second half right after these messages from Jack Frost Premium Heating and Air and Raven Tire. Stay with us. And welcome back for the start of the second half, ladies and gentlemen. With the score 21-7 for Harrison. We're going to look for a real strong second half here. Harrison, having deferred in the first half, is elected to receive in the second half. Tom Osborne down to kick. For Castle, back deep to receive. Jeremy Red, Bennett, and Kendall Wilson. There's the kick. It's a high squibber. Bennett takes it at about the 9-yard line, gets up past the 20, the 25, eludes one tackle, gets past the 30. He's breaking up the right side. He's past the 35, the 40, the 50. He's going down the right side. He's going to go all the way. He's down to the 20, the 10, and he's in for the touchdown.
Big play without it being on offense, huh? Yeah.
Unbelievable run back there by Bennett.
Well, Castle had 2 or 3 opportunities up here. First, the initial wave just didn't get broke down in time to be able to make the tackle, and the young man just stepped out to the side and sped down the sidelines.
It's absolutely amazing considering how well Castle held up on that 4th and 1 at the goal line, and then Bill Bennett's able to break loose up and off the right side and get past everybody for the score.
Another 15 seconds. Actually took him longer to run this one than it did the play for 98 yards from scrimmage.
Unbelievable. Zach Hamby to kick for the extra point. There's the snap. Kick is up, and it's no good. It's off to the right side.
Wide right.
So the score is 27-7 with only 15 seconds burned off the clock at the start of the second half. The one thing Castle couldn't afford to do was have Harrison get a quick score, and that's just exactly what happened.
No, with the big play offense that they have, it's tough to play catch-up with the outstanding skill people that Harrison possesses. It's going to be a long trip uphill for the Knights now.
It is. They're going to have to really buckle down, and they may even have to get away from that ball control offense because they're going to have to start scoring a lot quicker in order to come back here in the second half.
You know, as I said during the first half, Mike, that's a tough road because you don't play that all year long. Your ball control, and all of a sudden you find yourself behind, going to have to go to an offense that you really don't drill on as much as you do your other offense, and then you've got to face such tremendous skill people as Harrison has.
Stewart to kick off for Harrison. Well, and Cobb's shown that the weather's affecting his passing ability right now. So there's the kickoff. It's a floater. Comes down at about the 28-yard line to Toon. Toon's brought down at about the 32-yard line.
A couple special teams people in there to make that stop.
Number 83.
And number 10, Joshua Dahmer, and Marcus Hamilton. A couple special teams
tackle. We're out wide to the right, Clark wide to the left, offset backfield, Salpetre at tailback. It's a pitch to Salpetre out wide to the right side. He gets around White, breaks one tackle, gets past another one, may have enough for the first down.
Looks like he's going to lack just about a yard, Mike. Vince Lighty started at quarterback here in the second half with a quick pitch to the short side of the field. Now they're going to measure.
Pretty much indicates a ball control offense that they're going to go with, because Vince not known for his passing, but is known for his running the option and setting up that ball control offense.
They moved the ball back. I wasn't sure. It looked like the one official here had signaled that he was passed.
It's going to be just a few inches short. Just about exactly a couple inches short. But a nice run there by Salpetre. I don't know if you noticed, but as he came around the right side, I saw two Harrison players swipe at his arm again. Tony's holding the ball like he does, but if he doesn't get it in there strong, they're going to rip it out of there again. Just like that fumble in the first half.
Well, Tony's a real darter, and when you have that type of situation, a lot of times you do expose the football, though Tony's not had, I think that's the only fumble I've seen him have all season long. We've watched him every time, every game.
We're out to the right, Clark wide to the left, I formation. Second and inches, 42-yard line. Lighty takes a snap, sneak up the middle, and he's able to get up to about the 46-yard line.
First and 10.
Before he's finally stopped there by number 63.
Going in behind Tom McQueen to this side as he veered off.
Craig Charnes on the stop.
That play's there.
It's going to be first and 10 at the 46-yard line.
But unfortunately, you can't run it that often when you're behind 20 points.
Clark's out wide to the right. We're slot right. Offset backfield. It's a pitch out to Salpetre. Salpetre tries to come back, and he's stopped once, stopped twice. He keeps churning his legs. He's not going to go down for a loss if he can depend on it.
Well, I've said throughout the season that Tony Salpetre, if there's any more exciting back in Southern Indiana, it'd be hard to watch him. He just makes things happen, and Vince Lighty out to try to throw a block, Ben Stewart down trying to throw a block, but second effort to get what he got, Mike.
Tony was hit there by Charnes, Sissel, and a host of others. High formation, wideouts to both sides. Lighty takes the snap. Salpetre off the right side. Doesn't get more than a yard, if that, before he's finally brought down there by Craig Charnes. Craig Charnes is starting to come in there along with William Bennett.
Now, Charnes is playing this tackle position. Of course, they're trying to go in here behind Jeff Elmer, and he's doing a good job of splitting that gap to turn that play back in.
It's going to be
quick.
It's going to be 3rd and 7 at the 48-yard line. Clark wide to the right. We're slot in motion. Lighty takes it. Rolls right. Throws the ball. The pass is completed. Down to the 40-yard line. Reception made there by Matt Toon before he's finally stopped there by Kendall Wilson.
Nice roll to his right. As Vince did a good job of faking, he pulled the linebacker over there, and then he was able to roll. He held the pursuit with the fake to Chris Ware. Nice pass downfield to Matt Toon.
That was one of the nicest passes we've seen this season by John Lighty. Nice forward ball. Good control there. Clark out wide to the right. We're in motion. Lighty drops back. He goes to throw long. Clark's open. He can't get underneath the ball. Covered there by Wilson.
Wilson did a good job of getting his hand in Johnny's face. As Vince threw a nice ball there, he pump faked one time and laid the ball out there real nice. Just a little bit overthrown, and Wilson did a good job defensively.
I wish we had the replay this week the way we have previously, because I really believe Clark could have gotten underneath that ball. He kept running his line and didn't run towards the ball. Wilson did do a nice job of covering him, though, and kept himself between him and the ball. It's going to be 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line. Clark wide to the left, we're wide right. It's a pitch to Salpetre, out to the right side. Gets a couple of nice blocks there before he runs into a host of Harrison players after about a 5 or 6 yard gain.
Getting up off the bottom is Merriweather again, moving up from his free safety position. tell you what, he is in on a lot of plays. That time John Hopkins backing him up over here. Number 52, Hathaway, is doing a little limping. He was over on this play also, but he's limping back to the huddle there. I think we don't have a picture of that. Chris Gilkey, Dr. Chris Gilkey over here attending to Chris Ware. Of course, Dr. Chris is here every week helping these young people, and at the end of the game, we'll talk about the Gilkey player of the game.
It's Chris Ware is the injured player that he's helping up right now. We don't know exactly what's wrong, but they're going to have to bring Chris out of the game for a little bit. Please don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the game, we will be naming the Gilkey player of the game. Gilkey player of the game is sponsored by Gilkey Chiropractic Clinic. A donation will be made to the area Special Olympics in that player's name by Gilkey Chiropractic Clinic, located at Outer Lincoln and Highway 261 in Newburgh.
Okay.
And there goes John Leidy off the right side for a nice gain. Gets down to about the 24-yard line and a first down.
I'm sure that John would like to have that credit, but it's been a lot of years since he ran the football.
Vince Leidy.
Son Vince just made a nice run. Leidy hasn't. John hadn't thrown the ball for 35 years, you know. So no, it was a good play that time. Good run by Vince. Coming in there behind Patrick May and Tom McQueen and Doug Hurt.
So we've got a first and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Take that back. That's Casey Jackson center to that right.
Ware to the right, Clark to the left, I formation. Leidy takes the snap, hands off to the fullback. Gets up the middle. We've got a flag on the play.
It's in the area where holding's usually thrown.
Gabe Merrill on the rush.
Yeah, Harrison Warriors are clapping, so it must be a hold in there.
It is. It's indicated by the referee.
Again, Castle been plagued with these holding penalties all season long at critical times in drives. They did it again. They did it against Harrison the first game at Inlow Field. Had a nice drive going, got some penalty, and looks like they're going to be marched back 10 yards.
And we've got a Castle assistant coach who's really jumping on the officials right now.
Well, that's Keith Ryder, the line coach, and he wasn't happy with that call at all.
Holding against Castle. It's going to drag the ball back. It's now going to be about first and...
Keith's still trying to get that guy's attention.
It's about first and 17 at the 27-yard line.
See him here on the screen. He's still hollering.
He's not going to let up on him. Ware to the right, Clark to the left. Offset, pitch to Salpetre out to the right side. Gets a couple of good blocks. He had the ball ripped from his arm again, but luckily it went out of bounds.
Sean Bennett reached up, or Sean Bennett, I keep calling him Sean Bennett. William Bennett reached up and knocked the ball out of Tony's hand as they run the pitch sweep to the short side of the field again.
I don't think so much as he knocked it. He got a good hold of his arm, and Tony flipped it. Luckily, he was running towards the sidelines, and the momentum carried the ball out of bounds. He was really lucky on that because there were two Harrison players standing right in front of him that could have picked it up. We've got Ware to the right, Clark out way wide left. Offset. Leidy takes the ball up the middle off guard. He gets up on the quarterback sneak, and he's able to get up not quite. Looks like he's got inside the 10-yard line. It may have enough for a first down.
Tom McLean threw a nice block over here to spring Vince, and then he just fell in there and got in behind Jeff Elmer going down the field.
And it is enough for the first down, so it's going to be first and goal to go from about the 9-yard line. Nice play by Vince Leidy. Strong run up the middle. Clark wide to the left, Ware on the right, high formation. Leidy takes the snap, hands off to Salpetre up the middle. Tony bursts up, gets past one group of tacklers. Looks like he gets down to about the 2-yard line before he's gang tackled there by a group led by Ron Kimberlin.
Hathaway.
And again, number 52, Ed Hathaway.
And Merriweather getting up alpha part of it, too.
That kid is just all over the place tonight.
He come to play, didn't he?
He did. You like to see that kind of player.
We're down on the goal line. Look where he's getting down, Mike. He's down there at nose guard. We don't have a picture of it here, but he's in at the nose guard.
And at 5'10", 165, that's a lot of place to be playing. Hand off to Salpetre. Good penetration there by the by the Harrison line to get up and in there. Got William Bennett in on the tackle, and there's Merriweather again.
So guess who come across the center first? He's coming right across Doug's face. He's just in there to confuse things. He's staying down low, just charging in, grabbing for anything he can grab to mess up a blocking assignments or whatever.
This is a great matchup because you got Merriweather at 5'10", 165 against Hurt 6'3", 220. There's a little bit of a difference there, and you're right. He's taking control. Lighty bounces off one side and the other, and he makes it in on the quarterback sneak. Touchdown, Castle.
Well, that time he went off to his left. He's been going to his right. He went in there, followed Ben Stewart and Patrick Mays, and hurt this time into the end zone.
And Merriweather's the last guy off the ground again.
Well, that's his basic job. I watched him again. He's just in there trying to confuse things. But that time, Doug Hurt and Patrick Mays was having no part of that.
Osborne in to kick the extra point. There's the snap, the placement. It's up. It's good. Extra point is good. Castle scores, and the score is now Harrison 27, Castle 14. And with 6:23 left in the third quarter, we're going to take a quick break. Stay with us after these messages from Cameron Springs and Fanfare.
Cameron Springs. Pure and simple. To enjoy the refreshing taste of Cameron Springs natural spring water in your home or office, call 1-800-472-9888.
Ma, over the years we've had our differences. Like clothes. I say jacket. You say jacket. I say hat. You say hat. I say jersey. You get the idea. I say Fanfare's got the real stuff. Sweats, jackets, the stuff the players wear, the stuff I'll wear. So, Ma, what do you say?
Merle Harmon's Fanfare, the sports fans gift shop, Eastland Mall.
It's the best sale this season at Kenny Kent Toyota Mitsubishi used cars. You'll find terrific deals on over 250 of the Tri-State's top quality used cars, trucks, and vans. And to give you the best selection, all our used car inventory has been moved to our Division Street location. The markdowns keep getting better every day. In fact, some of these prices are so low, it's almost scary. Don't miss our best sale of the season at Kenny Kent Toyota Mitsubishi used cars. No doubt about it.
Linda Wright has always said having a smile on her face is the best way to put one on yours. And she's been proving it to Schnucks customers for 16 years. Linda's one of 12,000 associates who have the experience and desire to make shopping at Schnucks different, better. It's no wonder Schnucks are still the friendliest stores in town. Schnucks, it's how to shop.
The way some companies try all kinds of gimmicks to lure you into their credit card offers makes you kind of wonder, just what do they take you for? For a credit card with no annual fee and no hooks, dial 1-800-CALL-NBD.
Room.
Garage.
Family room.
Garage.
Fine. Garage. And which of us will sleep in it?
Family room.
At least getting the money can be simple. For a home equity term loan, see us or call us today.
And with the penalty flags you're seeing, ladies and gentlemen, Osborne tried to kick an offside kick, but it ended up staying right along the line, ended up going out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Maybe a smart play by Castle just to try and keep it out of their hands. I'm sure they were trying the offside to get the additional score, but at the same time, it's not going to allow Harrison any kind of a run back either.
Well, that was an offensive move, obviously, to try to get that. Tom just took that ball a little bit, and it only went 5 yards instead of 10. But a good place to do that. You don't normally think of 6 minutes and 23 seconds that you're not going in. As you say, he probably wants to keep it out of Sean Bennett's hands, too.
And it's going to
William Bennett.
And it's going to be 1st and 10 at the Castle 45-yard line. Landers at quarterback, Wilson at tail. The handoff to Sissel at fullback, gets about a yard and a half.
Jeremy Johnson
just sat on him.
Just sat on him. You're right. Casey Jackson and Vince Lighty.
Got about a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 9 at the 44.
Johnson just went across the face of that guard and tackle and swallowed him.
Got the 2 wideouts to the right side again. But now we've got 2 defensive backs for Castle. High formation. Landers takes the snap. Short, quick pass. Ran it as an option look. tried to catch the wide receiver in a slant. That was number 82, Matt Elliott, the tight end, on the slant, but couldn't quite get to the ball. Nice play there by Landers.
Yeah, Landers just trying again, as you say, to draw the defense up and hope to hit his tight end open there on the little quick look. A little different look to the jump pass that we saw earlier in the first half.
A little bit better coverage by the backers that time for Castle. You got Bennett out wide to the right, Stewart out wide to the left. Landers takes the snap, drops back, hands off to Wilson. Wilson gets up the middle, makes a nice play there before he's stopped by Patrick Mays. Looks like he's got enough for the first down.
Jeremy Johnson again had good penetration, squeezed him back inside, couldn't quite make the tackle, and Eric Garrett also was up there to squeeze him in, but he did get enough yards for the first down, so Harrison's in good field position again.
It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Nice play by Mays to get off the line and track that back down and tackle him. We got Stewart out wide to the left, Bennett in the slot. There's the snap. Bennett around to the right side. They're spreading him out. He got more yards out of that than he probably should have, but it was a nice play by Bennett to get around wide to the right side for about a 4 or 5 yard gain.
Well, big boy, he moves real well. Southworth was up there initially to make the play, and he got around him and continued downfield.
That was about an 8 yard gain on the play, excuse me. He gets down to about the 26 yard line where it's going to be 2nd and 2. Going back to the power formation. Fakes it. Landers runs around to the right side, fakes everybody out. He's able to get up past the 15 yard line before he's finally brought down at the 11 yard line there. Nice fake by Landers. Fakes to one back, fakes to the other, fakes to the end coming around, and runs around the right side himself to get really good yardage in the first down at about the 10 yard line.
He's an athlete, and as we said earlier, normally you don't necessarily want the ball in your quarterback's hands, but when you've got somebody like him, you certainly do. Eric Garrett basically undressed him before he finally got him down after the first down.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Harrison at just on the other side of the 10 yard line. We got a flag on the play. Clock ran out on the play, so we've got a delay of game.
There's that 25-second clock coming into play again. I think that's number 4 if I've kept track. 4 times this season that 25-second clock has paid off. Little touch of home field.
Just a bit.
On that one.
5 yards is going to make it 1st and 15 at the 15.
That's a good addition to this field, that 25-second clock. I think you'll see it every place like here pretty soon.
It's almost a necessity anymore. It's amazing that Harrison can actually get a first down without scoring the touchdown. Got Stewart and Bennett out wide to the left side again. Landers takes the handoff. Hands off to Wilson. Wilson goes up the middle, where he's met there by a host of players. Appears to be Casey Jackson on the stop.
Well, Casey along with Eric Garrett and getting up off the bottom of the file's Patrick Mays.
Also Vince Leidy on the play.
In there too, yes.
Gets about a yard and a half. We're going to call it a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 14 at the 14.
Stooges are getting penetration across the line, just not always getting the tackle.
Well, and penetration hasn't helped since the backs have been getting past them. Got double wideouts. It's the little jump pass again by Landers. Had a receiver wide open down the middle.
It's the tight end again.
Tight end, Matt Elliott. Elliott was wide open for the touchdown. Landers just threw it a little hard and a little fast and a little out of his reach. Could have been another quick score there.
Elliott's 6'3". He's a big target to hit out there.
But he walked up the middle totally untouched. I mean, the defensive backs and linebackers are not paying attention to where he's going and covering him. Landers, with his athletic ability and that little jump pass, he's got a nice quick arm on him. They got to be aware of that. We've got Stewart out wide to the left, Bennett out wide to the right. Landers takes the handoff, fakes, rolls a little bit to his right, throws into the end zone, and it is a touchdown for Harrison.
He was wide open.
William Bennett on the reception for the touchdown.
Blown coverage somewhere. Lee Spencer back here almost had Landers, but again, almost don't count except in horseshoes and hand grenades. But Sean Bennett just went unmolested into the end zone, wide open, blown coverage, obviously someplace there by the Castle Knights.
That's William Bennett.
William Bennett. I keep calling him Sean. I know it's Sean Bennett. That's the problem.
Maybe.
I want to change his name.
Let's just call him Bennett.
Bennett. There you go.
And I'll call Vince Leidy, and that'll be it.
There you go.
All right, they're going to go for 2, considering the missed extra point earlier. Got a wishbone-style offense. It's handed up to Wilson. Wilson gets around to the right side, and he's able to walk in practically unmolested for the 2-point conversion. That's going to make it Harrison 35 and Castle 14 with 4:20 left in the third quarter.
Good run. He just started into the tackle position, kicked it out, and, as you say, almost basically unmolested into the end zone. Castle Knights continue to dig herself a hole here in the third period with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left.
They got a ways to go, and obviously the offside kick would have helped a little bit.
Now, you give up a lot of field position there, but, you know, again, you have to gamble when you're playing a big play offense that you try to get that ball back after a nice sustained drive. So I can't say that I disagree with the philosophy that John Leidy had on that one with the onside.
Over here,
didn't put it out. You know, if it turns out good, you're a hero.
Yeah.
You know.
Over here on the Castle sideline, a little bit out of our camera view, we'll watch Derek Garrett come over and slam his helmet into the ground and have his pads pop out. It's got to be a little frustrating for the kids.
Oh, yes.
But, you know, if they're giving their best, that's all you can ask of them.
Well, Castle came in, as I talked to several of the kids this week, and Castle came into this game feeling like they could win this football game, but they've got the talent to do it with, and Harrison's just got some outstanding talent.
Stewart to kick off. There's the kick. It's a low one down the middle. It's taken by Chris Ware at about the 15. He's up past the 30, trying to bounce around to the outside. He's held there at about the 30-yard line before he's finally brought down by number 10.
Travis Mihai had a nice
Josh Damer
block for him, but again, just not enough blocks for him to spring loose. As number 10, again, the special teams player here, down doing his job.
It's going to be Castle's ball, 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Salpetre comes out wide to the right, Clark wide to the left, Bobby Lennon tailback. Leidy drops back. It's a quick pass to Salpetre on a screen. He's got a couple of good blocks. He's trying to break a tackle, but he can't, as number 32, Jeremy Redd, was able to hang on to him and prevent him from going anywhere. It was a good play, and it looked like he could have gone all the way with it, but Redd was able to get a handful of jersey and just did not give it up.
Hang on is a real good terminology for that. That's exactly what he was doing, and had he not hung on, Tony was gone.
He had 3 blockers out in front of him. Was a really well set up play. Nice
screen pass.
Nice pass there by Vince. Clark out wide to the left. Salpetre in the slot in motion. Vince looking for the quick pass again, can't get it. Rolls around to the right side. Is able to get 5, 6, 8 yards.
He's up here close to the first down.
And where they're going to mark it, it is going to be a first down. It's a nice play there by Vince to take a broken play, get around to the outside, and make something out of it. Enough for the first down.
Well, they put pressure on him and drove him out of the pocket. And, of course, Vince likes to tuck that football anyhow. He's that big linebacker. He's got that linebacker mentality. He likes to run. They're going to measure it.
The referee's not quite sure, and we've got some Castle players blocking our view, so we can't tell. It appeared as if he did have enough for the first down based on the mark, but the referees decided to take a look at it first before he goes anywhere. I can now see the ball just barely. There's the placement, and it is enough for the first down.
Good broken play by Vince Leidy as he turned nothing into something as he was chased out of the pocket, lowered his head, got a couple of nice blocks down here, and did a good job of getting that first down.
Did a great job because you could tell he really wanted to let that ball go, and he was looking for somebody, but nobody seemed to have a position. It was good coverage by Harrison, and as they paid more attention, that's what happened. Clark wide to the left, Salpetre in the slot. Fake, Salpetre comes around, and he is nailed there by Ed Hathaway. Well, didn't have a chance on that play.
Nobody fooled Hathaway on that one as he kind of...
Well, he broke through where the pulling guards were trying to come out of, and he was able to get through the line and read the play beautifully.
Kind of celebrates there a little bit in front of the Castle bench, but he did read that play well, and he was there. Nobody laid a hand on him.
Loss on the play of about 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 15 at just over the 50-yard line. Offset backfield. Clark out wide to the left, Salpetre to the right. It's a pitch to Bobby Len out to the right side. Bobby's able to get some yardage, makes it up nicely to about the 40-yard line. It's about a 10-yard gain on that play.
Bobby tripped up, or he had some green grass in front of him a long way before old Casey Jackson coming limping off the field.
Looks like he's hurt.
He looks like he's in real pain as Dr. Chris Gilkey comes down there to look at him. Chris is getting his workout here tonight, Mike.
He is. Nice gain on the play by Bobby, though. It's going to be 3rd and 5 at the 39-yard line. Clark out to the left. Salpeter to the right. There's a snap. Hand off to Len up the middle. Len looks like he gets someplace, but he's not able to escape the grasp of Ed Hathaway again on the tackle. Hathaway's able to get blocked, still gets an armful of leg, and is able to bring him down.
Now, Hathaway did a good job of warding off the block, because you got a 4th down. Fans down here saying go. Of course, there's no choice but to go down 35 to 14 with 1 minute and 54 seconds left. And this is the problem with this ball control type offense. It's eating up a lot of time.
Casey's back in the game. Hand off to Bobby Len. He's got enough for the 1st down. He breaks 2 tackles, and he's able to get up just about to the 30-yard line. He's over the 30. Nice gain there by Bobby Len.
Nice run by Bobby Len. I tell you, Gabe Merrill and Patrick Mays just leveled some people down there as Ben Stewart was downfield blocking also. As Len has a nice pickup to keep this drive moving, but we're down to 1 minute and 35 seconds left here in the 3rd period.
Tom McLean goes in for Casey Jackson. Got Clark out wide to the right. Salpeter in motion. There's the handoff, fakes to Salpeter. Vince is not able to get anywhere, and there's Ed Hathaway again reading the play through the line.
Again, Hathaway, they're just not handling Hathaway. He's splitting the gap and coming right on through there. We're not getting a pad on him.
Once again, we want to welcome all of our viewers from TSN Sports Network, Channel 51 on Evansville Cable. Hope you're enjoying this game with us. Want to remind all of our viewers from Friday night that we will be replaying this game again Saturday morning, 10:30 on Cable Channel 9. High formation, Chris Ware in the slot. Lighty takes it, rolls to the right. He's being chased down. Let's go. It's tipped, and it's almost intercepted there by Kendall Wilson. It's a nice tip there by Kevin Sissel.
The old tip drill, he just about picked that one off as that ball got deflected over Matt Toon's head. Matt was there, ball just not quite there, and then it was tipped by the defender. Good defensive play as Vince had his man downfield that he was looking for.
Wilson had a great shot at that ball. Made a nice attempt to try and come up with it. It's going to be 3rd and 18 at the 37-yard line. We're out wide to the left, Clark to the right. Vince drops back, looking for a receiver. He's got one downfield. He's got Chris Ware, and he just barely overthrows him. It was a nice pass by Vince to Chris Ware. Ware had a nice gain on his on the defensive back and was wide open down there.
He He had that one. That ball been underthrown by about a yard, and that could have been 6 points, or at least ways down on the in the field. Is Merriweather used to making tackles up here on the line of scrimmage, had to run the distance that time with Ware.
And with less than 34 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, they're going to go for it on 4th down with 4th and 19 on the play, 4th and 18 on the play. Go for it.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
Got double wideouts to the right, got 3 wide receivers. There's a quick screen pass to Salpeter, and he threw it over his head. Didn't even take a second off the clock.
No. He didn't quite get set up there to throw that football, the little quick out.
Got a little bit too much arm on it, it looked like.
It's a tough pass in this stadium. You weren't here last week with us, Mike, but we saw probably one of the best quarterbacks that I've ever seen come into Castle Stadium in this Craig Stewart for Floyd Central. And he threw one about 2 foot over a kid's head right here on a little turnaround. Same deal. That crown man, this field is tough.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line for Harrison. Stewart goes out wide to the right. Bennett's in the slot to the right. Kendall at tailback. The handoff to the fullback, Kevin Sissel. Sissel's able to break up through the middle. Gets past the linebackers before he's finally brought down there by Vince Lighty. About a 9.5-yard gain there.
We had a little gap, or Castle had a little gap over to the side, and they found it with a quick hitter.
Just short of the first down. It's going to be second and less than 1.
Vince Lighty made a saving tackle there too, Mike, because he had a lot of territory to go.
Nice tackle because Vince got partially blocked, turned around, and was able to chase the back down. Nice play there. Going to be second and less than 1 at about the 47-yard line, or 43-yard line.
That's the end of the third period.
And at the end of the third period, the score is Harrison 35 and Castle 14. And we'll be right back after these messages from Star Mortgage and Gilkey Chiropractic. Stay with us.
The only way we'll ever be able to afford a house is if we come up with a 20% down payment.
Wrong. There are many options available, and Star Mortgage can tailor a loan for you. FHA loans require only 3 to 5% as a down payment, and gifts for the amounts are permissible. FHA allows for easier credit approval, and buyers can finance their closing costs, plus many other advantages. VA loans can be made with no down payment, and the seller can pay the closing cost. Veterans and reservists are eligible. Call your area Star Mortgage office for more information. Remember, Star tailors loans to fit your needs.
These health tips are brought to you by Gilkey Chiropractic Clinic and Dr. Chris Gilkey, a member of the National Athletic Trainers Association.
Many problems arise from foot imbalance, from knee to lower back pain, and can be corrected by the use of casted orthotics. Do the following to check your foot balance.
Check your stance or gait, check for arch breakdown, and check shoe wear for counter distortion, vamp rollover, or heel wear. These and more health tips are brought to you by Gilkey Chiropractic Clinic.
How about a little basketball game after dinner?
You're still rubbing your chest. No, this could be your heart. I'm taking you to the emergency room.
Honey?
Don't honey me. Now, we're going to St. Mary's. If it's nothing, at least we'll know for sure.
Don't ignore chest pain. The first 2 hours are crucial. The chest pain emergency room at St. Mary's Medical Center was created to head off heart attacks before they could cause damage.
I'm glad you insisted, Tom, dear.
The moment I laid eyes on you, I knew I'd make you mine. I'm gonna treat you right, so right.
Get a 10-minute full-service car care pack this week at the Grease Monkeys, Evansville and Newburgh.
Riverboat Gambling, prosperity for Evansville. Why do gambling advocates not cite other successful communities? The Bahamas have gambling without local participation. Wonder why. If Evansville does not become a tourist mecca, who foots the bill? Food for thought by Howell Mortgage Bank.
Welcome back to the start of the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Harrison leads 35-14 in the final period of this sectional game. It's going to be first and 10 at the 47-yard line. Hands off to Sissel. Sissel gets to the left side, is able to get absolutely nowhere as Eric Garrett stops him immediately at the line and drives him parallel to the ball, but it looks like he may have gotten enough for the first down. He did. He was able to get that extra half yard or so, and it's going to be first and 10 for Harrison at about the 44-yard line.
He only needed about a foot, and he was able to get that, but Eric Garrett did step up and make a nice hit defensively.
Nice play there by Garrett. So it's going to be first and 10 at the about the 48-yard line. Landers takes a snap, hands it to Wilson. Wilson breaks off the right side, breaks past one tackle, gets past another tackle, and is able to take it out to about the 45-yard line for about a 5-yard gain.
Patrick Mays refused to be blocked out of that play and made a nice tackle to save a big gain on that. Another one of those big plays was about to happen had Patrick not wrapped his legs up.
Got about 5 yards on the play. It's going to be second and 5 at the 46-yard line. High formation, wide right, slot right. The handoff to the fullback, Sissel. Sissel is met there by the entire interior of the Castle line and then some.
Well, the Stooges all getting up off the bottom and aided by, as you said, everyone else in a blue jersey, I believe.
Certainly looked like everybody except the two far defensive backs, and they were there just in case.
Had Ben Sturt in playing defense for the Castle Knights at one of the tackles. This Castle goes into a 5-man line here, actually a 6-man line basically.
Able to cross over into just over the 44-yard line. 3rd and 3. Wishbone-style backfield. Hands it to Wilson. Wilson breaks around the right side. He's able to get some running room. He breaks one tackle. He tries to spin away from Chris Ware. Ware's able to bring him down, but he gets all the way down to the 20-yard line. Nice gain there by Kendall Wilson.
Did a nice job of cutting it out. Casey Jackson got turned in a little bit, turned around a little bit, I should say, as he bounced outside. But Casey and Jeremy Johnson both downfield quickly to help finish off that tackle. Two big boys really moving out to help out the initial or the final stop.
Nice gain on the play by Wilson. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Bennett out wide to the right, Stewart out wide to the left, I formation. Landers takes a snap, fakes it, little jump pass again, and he just misses Matt Elliott. Matt Elliott again wide open there between the backs, and we've got a flag on the play.
I think that the tight end left a little bit anticipating the count there and left a little soon.
It looks to be an illegal procedure against Harrison.
But that plays wide, it was open again.
Let's see if Castle takes the call on this one. They may just go ahead and take 2nd and 10. Brock Schmidt comes in the game for Castle.
Castle's going to go back to the basic 50 package, bring out Ben Stewart.
Castle did refuse the penalty. It's now going to be 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line. Stewart goes out wide to the left. Bennett takes the slot to the left. I formation. Bennett goes in motion to the right. It's a handoff to Bennett as he tries to get around the left side. Spins one way, and he's finally brought down there by number 33.
And Eric Garrett, 45. Bennett that time came. Eric Garrett and Lee Spencer did a good job defensively of staying there and picking that one off.
Spencer did a nice job of hanging on to him. We've got Stewart out wide to the left. Bennett in the slot to the left. I formation. Bennett goes in motion to the right. Landers takes 2 steps back, fires it over to Stewart. Just misses him again. But we got another flag on the play, it appears.
Casey Jackson in there putting a little pressure on Landers that time.
Illegal procedure again against Harrison.
I think they had 2 people moving that time, Mike. They were trying to do some motion stuff, but only one person's allowed to be in motion at one time.
So it's going to be another. They may go ahead and take this penalty, as it was 3rd and 7 there.
There's going to be
nope,
a field
they've
goal
gone ahead and refused it. They're going to make them go ahead and do the 4th down at this point. So it's going to be 4th and 7.
Harrison's going for a field goal. They've sent
at about the 17-yard line. Hamby's in to kick.
That'll be, what, about a 35-yard attempt, probably, depending on where they spot the ball down. 34-yard attempt, actually.
Matt Elliott to hold. There's the snap. Kick is up. It's long enough. It's good. Hamby's able to get the field goal and the 3 points. Harrison now leads 38-14, and a nice kick there by Mr. Hamby.
Well, Mitch Marsh and the Harrison Warriors doing a good job of controlling the football. This game time now is down to 9 minutes and 3 seconds. They took a lot of time off the clock that time, Mike. A little more ball control themselves. A couple missed passes, but they come out of this thing with 3. And
well, 3's better than 7. It's still a long way to go for Castle.
Yes.
And Harrison had a couple of really obvious chances there for a touchdown on those jump passes again by Landers. Landers is showing some great athletic ability. It's almost like he's got too much arm for his receivers.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just firing that ball in there and just missing them by a step, 2 steps.
Yeah.
I don't think it's him. I think it's the receivers may be too slow for his arm.
Well, he throws a little quick. You know, he's such a quick athlete. I think he probably throws a little quick without getting set up. He's got a quick arm.
Got Stewart here to kick off. It's a squib kick. Ware takes it at about the 3-yard line. He's up to the 10. It's up past the 20. Breaks to the right side. Gets past the 25. Gets all the way up to the 30-yard line before he's taken out there by number 82, Matt Elliott.
Over there also was Bennett, William Bennett.
So it's going to be Castle 1st and 10 at just short of the 30-yard line.
70 yards to go.
8:54 left in the fourth quarter.
Patrick Mays comes trotting off the field for the Knights.
We've got Ware going out to the right side, Clark wide to the left.
Sean Hume in for Patrick. I think that's probably just resting Patrick. Nobody's looking at him. He's been going both ways here.
Tony Salpetre, tailback. Blighty takes the snap. Hands off Salpetre. Salpetre tries to go to the left side, tries to go off tackle, and he is nailed.
Hathaway again.
Number 52 at Hathaway, playing a strong game.
He's a big, quick athlete. He steps up there and fills holes, pursues well. He's good. He does a good job.
Obviously a force to be reckoned with. Tony's only able to get about a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 9. Just on the other side of the 30-yard line. Got Clark wide to the left, Ware in the slot, in motion to the right. Hands off to Gabe Merrill. Merrill breaks up the middle. He's able to get past the linebackers, and he gets out far enough for the first down before he's finally brought down there by number 86, Mr. Bennett.
So he didn't really get past him, but he drug him down through there with him as Bennett hung on, but Gabe picks up the first down.
That's about the 44-yard line.
That's a good run for a kid with a bad ankle.
He's really not showing that he's been hurting at all.
He's hurting. He's been hurting this thing, but he's a gutsy kid, and he's a senior, probably playing his last game.
Ware to the right, Clark to the left. It's a pitch to Salpetre around the right side. He's trying to get out past the tacklers. He's able to get past a few before he's finally driven out of bounds there by William Bennett. He may not have gotten enough for the. He didn't gain any yards there.
Right. Well,
in fact, it looked like he lost a yard. He did.
That's the quick pitch to the short side of the field. That's the same offense that the Knights ran against the Harrison Warriors down at Enlow Field and didn't have a lot of success with earlier in the season.
It's going to be 2nd and 11 at the 44-yard line. A loss of 1 on the plate. Blighty takes a handoff. He fumbles the snap. He's trying to make something out of nothing, and he is he's gang tackled there by Harrison. Didn't really have a hold of the snap. It ended up bouncing out past him. He tried to pick up the ball and run with it and wasn't able to do it.
Now that's about a 10-yard loss, and look who's getting up off the bottom of the pile.
Marshawn Merriweather in on the play.
From safety.
That kid is all over the field. He has got a nose for the ball that can't be denied.
Well, he is quick. He is quick.
But it's a huge loss on the play for Castle. It's now going to be 3rd and about 19 at about the 31-yard line, the 36-yard line. High formation, Clark left, Ware right. Blighty takes the snap, little jump pass himself, almost intercepted. Matt Toon's got the ball, and he's got a nice gain as he gets out past the 50-yard line. Nice play there by Vince, trying to take something out of Lander's playbook.
Well, this is a pass that's been in Castle's playbook for a lot of years. Back in the 80s, we ran that a lot. I had a son that used to really love to throw that pass, and you know, Matt Toon's a really good receiver. I think you'll see that play again next year if they move over Jeremy Johnson over to the tight end after Matt's gone also. Because Vince Lighty's a big, tall quarterback. He can get up in the air and throw that football.
It's 4th and 4 at the 49-yard line. Castle has no choice but to go for it. They've got to try and get a first down in this play. Clark's out wide to the left, where slot left. There's the handoff to Salpetre. He's got enough yardage. He's up there, and he does. He's got enough for the first down. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line for Castle with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Good line surge there by Jeff Elmer and Tom McLean, and then Gabe Merrill coming in behind them to do some clearing out, and Tony stepping up there to get his first down.
Nice play for the first down. It's 1st and 10 at just short of the 40-yard line. Got Clark wide to the right, where slot. Vince fakes to Merrill, gets around wide to the left side, stiff arms one player, tries for another player, is only able to get about a yard, just short of 2 yards on the play. It was a nice try there by Vince to get some additional yardage out of it.
But that's Bennett again up there, William Bennett, and Bennett's just too quick for Vince on that play. Bennett's a kid that's outrun everybody here on the field. And it's tough to run to the wide side of the field when you have that kind of speed.
Vince is a strong kid himself, but he's not able to get out past him far enough.
Right. Well, speed plays a big factor there. Bennett is going to win that one.
Clark to the left, Ware to the right. Lighty takes the snap, drops back, pumps him once, sees an open field, tries running to the right side, gets past Hathaway, able to bounce off 2 players, and it looks like he may have enough for the first down at the 30-yard line.
Good job by Vince Lighty to make something out of nothing. Excellent.
And it's going to be Castle 1st and 10. We're going to take a real quick break right now. We'll be right back after these messages from Brinker's Jewelers and Jack Frost. Stay with us.
Experience the Brinker's touch. Brinker's Jewelers, Lloyd Expressway and Green River Road.
When the frost is on the pumpkin, you know Old Man Winter can't be far behind. But when Jack Frost is in your pumpkin, you won't have to worry about it. Jack Frost, the only name you need to know for premium heating and cooling systems. Jack Frost, as unique as a snowflake.
5 things that make Old National, Old National. Naturally, ours go out of their way to give you the very best, more than a smile. Then there's because we respect our customers. And 4, because your business is important. One more thing, we understand you because we are you. We're your here at, that's 5.
Nearsighted? Till now you've had 2 choices, glasses or contacts. Now there's a third option, radial keratotomy. RK is an effective, safe, painless, in-office surgical procedure performed in Evansville at Tally Surgical Eye Center. RK can reduce or eliminate your need for glasses or contacts. See if RK is for you. Visit your optometrist or call Tally Surgical Eye Center for the date of our next free RK informational seminar. Tally Surgical Eye Center, the Tri-State's RK surgery specialist in Evansville.
Sports Quarters has one of the largest selections of quality athletic footwear in the area and a professional and courteous staff to help fit you with just the right pair of shoes for your specific needs. Sports Quarters.
While we were away, it was a nice play there by Castle. Hand off to Tony Salpetra, broke off the right side, was able to break some tackles, made it all the way down to the 5-yard line. It's 1st and 5 at the 5-yard line. They're playing in a power formation. Eric Garrett in motion. Hand off to Salpetra up the middle. He gets into the middle before he's finally stopped there at about the 4-yard line. There's number 15 coming off the bottom of the pile again, Marshawn Merriweather.
As we got the Knights have had what I call the heavy formation in there again, as they put in Casey Jackson and Eric Garrett comes in as they come in there with that motion back into the tackle. And then Gabe Merrill steps up, and Salpetra steps in there behind him.
Only gets about a half a yard, not quite a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 4 at the 5. 2nd and 5 at the 5. The handoff to Salpetra. We got nice penetration there by Merriweather again, and he's able to wrap up Tony's legs and keep him from getting any yardage.
The Castle's going to have to try to get outside with that, because they're just pinching everything. Harrison's just pinching everything they've got into the middle, realizing that when they're in that formation with this people that that's where they've been running. Maybe some type of misdirection or something to get around the corner, but they're having trouble just blowing them out.
Castle needs to be careful. We got a couple of coaches out in the field, and if the referees decide to get tight, it's going to be a little bit of a problem. Garrett goes in motion. It's a quick pass, and there it is, and it's a touchdown. Castle to Matt Toon. Nice jump pass there by Vince Lighty to score the touchdown.
That's my jump pass that I like to see in football. We've seen it Harrison run it tonight. We've seen Castle run it, and that's the variation I just was talking about. And you saw everybody come to the line of scrimmage with the fake, and then Vince gets in the air and he finds a wide open Matt Toon. Good call by Coach John Lighty.
Much better timing this time by Castle on that particular pass, and a nice catch there by Toon for the touchdown.
The only problem here, of course, right now is that there's only 3 minutes and 11 seconds, and they're down 18 points.
Castle selected to go for the 2-point conversion instead in order to try and close that up as best they can. We got a timeout by Castle, and with 3 minutes and 11 seconds left in the game, we've got Harrison leading 38-20. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages from Warwick Federal Credit Union and Bill Rush's Carpet One.
Imagine that this is a Visa card from your credit union. It's easy to get, and once you have it, you have the kind of financial flexibility you need. And as you'll notice, the interest rate is quite low. Now imagine this is a Visa card from another financial institution. It looks the same and offers you the same things, but the interest rate tends to go a little higher, which might be enough to break you. Ask about a low-interest Visa card today.
Our warehouse is bursting at Bill Rush's Carpet One. We've slashed prices on thousands of yards of luxurious carpets. Prices starting as low as $5.50 a square yard. Save on no-wax vinyl floors. Save on area rugs. Save on wood floors. Save even more on remnants. Come in now and save while our warehouse is bursting at Bill Rush's Carpet One, east of Green River Road in Morgan, next to Kite Home Center.
Linda Wright has always said having a smile on her face is the best way to put one on yours. And she's been proving it to Schnucks customers for 16 years. Linda's one of 12,000 associates who have the experience and desire to make shopping at Schnucks different, better. It's no wonder Schnucks are still the friendliest stores in town. Schnucks, it's how to shop.
The way some companies try all kinds of gimmicks to lure you into their credit card offers makes you kind of wonder, just what do they take you for? For a credit card with no annual fee and no hooks, dial 1-800-CALL-NBD.
Family room.
Garage.
Family room.
Garage.
Fine, garage. And which of us will sleep in it?
Family room.
At least getting the money can be simple. For a home equity term loan, see us or call us today.
Happy anniversary, Grandy's.
Hey, Grandy's has hit the big time. 20 years in the big business, and we've got a big deal for you. Now when you buy a country steak dinner at the regular price, you get the second one for only 99 cents.
Get one.
Now that's a big deal. Buy one country steak dinner and get the second one for only 99 cents. So don't miss the big 20-year anniversary celebration. Come to Grandy's and say, give me the big deal.
Happy anniversary, Grandy's.
Oh, big.
Hey, hey.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Castle's about to go for the 2-point conversion after the touchdown. High formation, Garrett in motion, and Matt Toon jumps off before the snap of the ball. So we're going to have an illegal procedure call. Offsides against Castle. Luckily, again, it's another dead ball foul. So Castle will get another chance at it, but now they're going to have to go 8 yards instead of 3. It's going to make it a little tougher. Then again, it could make it a little easier because it's going to give them a little bit more field.
That's right. Depending on what play is called, you've got a little more operating room, especially if you're going with a pass or something. A little more field to defend. Of course, also a longer distance to travel.
High formation, Garrett in motion. And no, Lighty's going to roll around to the right side. He's looking at the end zone, and he's got Matt Toon in there for the 2-point conversion.
Good
nice play there by Castle. A couple of good fakes. The line bit at Salpeter running into the middle. Toon was able to squirt through, and Vince got him the ball comfortably for the 2-point conversion.
Well, Castle doing a little variation off of that, what I always call the heavy formation. They've been running, run, and then now we've had 2 real good plays off of that.
Closes the score down to 38-22 for Harrison.
That time factor's a real problem here, Mike. 3 minutes and 11
points.
seconds.
16 points. We're looking at a couple of scores and a couple of 2-point conversions in order to tie it up.
Yeah, that's 4 scores.
And we can see Harrison tightening up on the line, leaving Wilson back all by himself as they're looking for the onside kick.
We've got a freshman kicker. Castle has a freshman kicker on the field now, number 39, who will be Hall. I can't remember.
Jason Hall.
Jason Hall. And you talking about a kid with a foot potential. He has got a thunder foot. The wind blew the ball off the tee.
Hall looks a little bit excited. I was watching Hall before the start of the game warm up, and he was definitely giving Osborne a run for his money on the on practice kickoffs and stuff.
This young man, I watched him all season as a freshman and kicked for the reserves. He's tough.
Pooches it. It does.
Good,
it makes
good.
it to 10 yards.
Good.
And it's squirted loose. Who's got the ball? We can't tell. It appears to be.
I'll tell you.
Can't tell who's got it. I think Castle may have gotten it, but we can't tell.
No signal at all. Apparently not. They've come back with their heads ejected. I think what they're trying to see is that did he touch it before it was back here? See that he put down the
he just put the marker down there, and they may say that it may have touched his foot before that it got over there.
Yeah,
it didn't look like it from up here. It looked like it may have bounced over or bounced near, but it didn't touch his foot.
Excellent kick.
Let's see what the call's going to be.
Excellent kick by the. They're going to give the ball to.
They're going to give the ball to Harrison, where they appear to believe that it may have touched a Castle player as it rolled down. It was a nice play there by Castle, and again, who was down there for Harrison looking at the ball? But Mr. Merriweather.
Some of the good hands people, but good kick there by Hall. Is Castle Knight fans will see that young man for 3 more years, and he's going to be a real good one.
I think so too.
He's kicking field goals at the freshman level. 35 yards.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line for Harrison. Harrison gets in that wishbone formation. Landers takes the handoff, hands off to Bennett out of the backfield. Bennett's able to get about 5 yards on the play, maybe 6.
Travis Mihey in on the stop for the Castle Knights, along with Hans Elliott, is a couple of seniors who spent most of the time on the special teams. Hans this year has seen some linebacker and end duty, but getting a little bit of playing time here at the end of their career.
Gets about a 6-yard gain on the play. It's going to be 1st and 10 at about the 44-yard line.
It's always good, Mike, to have those kids that stay in the program even though they don't start and get a lot of playing time during the season. It's a real tribute to those young men. Greg Wilson's another one, come in at Mater Dei, did a real good job for the Castle Knights, filling in the tackle. And it's tough when you don't start.
2nd and 4 at the 44-yard line. Wishbone-style offense again. Landers takes the ball, hands off to Kendall Wilson. Wilson gets about 2 yards on the play before he's brought down by a host of Castle players led by Patrick Mays.
Well, the Three Stooges again laying down on the bottom of the pile along with
Hans Elliott. Getting a nice shot there. It looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 3 at the 42, 43-yard line.
Harrison just taking their time, letting the 25-second clock come down as they well should. No hurry at all. And
wishbone-style offense with 1:37 left to play. Landers hands off to Sissel. Sissel's able to break some tackles. He's going to go up the middle. He's down to the 10, the 5. He's in for the touchdown.
Well,
nice play there by Harrison to use the wishbone-style offense option to get up through the middle, get past those linebackers. Sissel just outran the defensive backs again for the score.
Another one of those big plays. Of course, the Knights have kind of packed up their tent here a little bit. But again, good effort by the Harrison Warriors. A good effort all night long by the Harrison Warriors. They come in here and have made the big plays, made them when they needed to, and they've controlled this football game from that standpoint. Castle's done a good job of trying to control on their end of it, but they just can't cope with these big plays.
Zach Hamby on to kick the extra point. Matt Elliott to hold. There's the snap. The kick is up, and it's blocked by Castle. Nice play up the middle there.
Tim Hall, I believe, got that one.
He did?
Lee Spencer. I believe Tim Hall got that, but Casey Jackson, who's playing his last game here as a Castle Knight, a young man who's done an outstanding job, had an outstanding career for the Castle Knights in there also. Of course, Lee Spencer was in there. He also is playing his last game here for the Castle Knights.
And with 1:28 left in the game, it's now Harrison 44, Castle 22.
Greg Wilson out there on the kickoff receiving team for Castle. Another one of those seniors that plays special teams, does the long snapping, and as I said earlier, filled in at tackle and been a good utility man for the Castle Knights.
Stewart to kick off. It's a nice end over end kick. Chris Ware takes it about the 4-yard line, gets out past the 10, gets past the 20, out to about the 30-yard line, about the 25-yard line, excuse me.
Got a good block over there by Brandon Nossinger and Travis Vihey. A couple of those seniors again that finishing up a career here. As the Knights now are bringing in a few extra people. Jeremy Miller comes in at one of the guards. Sean Hume coming in at the other guard. Jeremy's a sophomore. He's got a lot of potential in the future for the Knights.
We're out wide to the right, Clark out wide left, I formation. Lighty takes a snap, drops back. Short pass to Ware, across the middle, tries to cut back. He's able to break a tackle. He could get a couple of blocks here. They fake the reverse, they fumbled the ball. What happens? Castle's able to cover up the ball.
Gabe Merrill, I believe.
At about the 25-yard line.
I believe Gabe Merrill got it back.
It appears as if he did. But there was a little struggle for the ball down there.
Well,
couldn't figure out what was going on. It looked like Ware was trying to hand off on some kind of a weird reverse to Vince Lighty, and Lighty wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, this may have just been trying to keep the ball alive, and they weren't on the same play or page in the playbook there, although that was not obviously a design play. As Gabe Merrill gets off the bottom of the pile, and Gabe, young man who has had a brilliant career for Castle, played hurt all season long, been hurt, been one of those sad stories throughout his career with injuries, but always has been a leader, and he's going to be sorely missed next year, along with a lot of these other seniors.
Gain on the play is now turned into a loss of a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 11 at about the 25-yard line.
I don't know what Gabe's jawing with the referee saying something to Gabe, or...
I don't know.
Oh, he lost his mouthpiece. They were trying to find his mouthpiece. And guess who even found that?
I'm not even going to mention Mr. Merriweather's name again.
Yeah. Jeremy Johnson in at the tackle, along with Jeremy Miller at the guard. Sean Hume on this side with Ben Sturt. Doug Hurt still at center.
Tim Hall's now in at fullback. Merrill's taking his time walking off the field. There's the snap. Quarterback sneak up the middle. Vince gets about 2 or 3 yards at the most, depending on where they're going to place the ball. Looks like he got about 2 yards on the play. And that was the last play of the game, ladies and gentlemen. As the clock ticks down, we hit 10 seconds. That's going to be the end of it. Castle's not even going to try and run another play. And so Harrison pulls out this sectional game as they defeat Castle by a score of 44-22. And that's our final. Harrison wins this sectional game. Stay with us. We're going to take a break real quick, and we'll be right back after these messages from A.G. Edwards and Jack Frost. Stay with us.
If you're like most investors, you're probably wondering how the new tax law affects you. Get the answers from A.G. Edwards in a free special report, Tax Saver, an investor's guide to the new tax law. You'll learn strategies that can offset the effect of new, higher taxes and discover how changes in the law could affect your investment. For your free copy of Tax Saver, call 473-5879 or visit A.G. Edwards at 4424 Vogel Road in Evansville.
When the frost is on the pumpkin, you know Old Man Winter can't be far behind. But when Jack Frost is in your pumpkin, you won't have to worry about it. Jack Frost, the only name you need to know for premium heating and cooling systems. Jack Frost, as unique as a snowflake.
How about a little basketball game after dinner?
You're still rubbing your chest. No, this could be your heart. I'm taking you to the emergency room.
Honey?
Don't honey me. Now, we're going to St. Mary's. If it's nothing, at least we'll know for sure.
Don't ignore chest pain. The first 2 hours are crucial. The chest pain emergency room at St. Mary's Medical Center was created to head off heart attacks before they could cause damage.
I'm glad you insisted me, Tom, dear.
The moment I laid eyes on you, I knew I'd make you mine. I'm gonna treat you right, so right.
Get a 10-minute full-service car care pack this week at the Grease Monkeys, Evansville and Newburgh.
Shelby's Wheel and Tire in Evansville is now Tornado Tire. The same convenient location on Morgan Avenue and the same great people you've been dealing with for years are at Tornado Tire. Tom Tornado invites you to stop by for great deals on B.F. Goodrich tires. B.F. Goodrich TA Radials, a name you've come to trust. Tornado Tire, a new name for service, quality, and value. So what's in a name? Reputation, that's what. Your B.F. Goodrich dealer in Evansville is Tornado Tire on Morgan Avenue. Remember the name, Tornado.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The final score of our ball game was Harrison 44, Castle 22. Right now we want to take a minute. Jack, let me turn it over to you while we mention the name of the Castle seniors that have played this year on the 1993 squad.
Okay, the Castle seniors who will be departing led by Gabe Merrill, Jonathan Cobb, Tom Osborne, Casey Jackson, John Saunders, who was hurt earlier, not able to finish his career, Matt Toon, Chris Ware, Lee Spencer, Hans Elliott, Greg Wilson, Travis Mihey, Tim Curry, who also ended his career on an injury, Tom McLean, Brock Smith, and Brandon Nossinger.
And at this time, we normally name the Gilkey player of the game in honor of the 1993 seniors of the Castle High School football team. Jack and I have decided to name them all as group player of the game. We'd like to honor them in that way. Gilkey Chiropractic Clinic will make a donation to the Special Olympics in honor of the 1993 senior Castle football members.
Well, I think it's real appropriate, Mike, that we do that. Castle had a good season. It's ended, you know, in a sad note tonight for the Castle fans. Obviously, Harrison going on. We want to wish the Harrison Warriors luck in the next round of the 5A sectional. They're an outstanding football team with a lot of good, skilled people, and they're a good football team. They're undefeated. But on the other side of the ledger for the Castle Knights, they've got a lot to look forward to. They lose a lot of seniors this year, but they played a lot of juniors, and these seniors, Mike, kind of turned this program back around again. They've given these kids now that are behind them something to build off of, and I think Castle this year ends up at 7-3. That's the first winning season for a couple years here, and I think the Knights are back on track, and these seniors had a lot to do with that. And they've got some outstanding seniors to be returning next year with some sophomores, and Castle Knights are going to be a force to be reckoned with again.
I think so. I think so. Castle showed a lot of heart this season, played sometimes above their heads, lost one or two that they really could have given a better effort at, but they've got nothing to be ashamed of. It was a strong season. We wish Harrison High School the best in the next round of the playoffs as they await the winner of the Wrights game tonight. We'll find out about that tomorrow. For our viewers on Friday night, please don't forget that we will be replaying this game again at 10:30 on Saturday morning. And again, we want to welcome our viewers from TSN who will be viewing this game on Sunday. Jack, it's been a pleasure working with you this season. Been very happy with it.
Well, Mike, I've enjoyed it. I always enjoy doing the broadcast up here from Castle Stadium, and look forward to next season.
All right. We'll be back after these messages. Stay with us.